Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the ECMWF extended model for today's second video. So we're going 6 weeks ahead, looking at mean sea level pressure, 500 millibar height, temperature and precipitation anomalies. Going to get us to the beginning of October, can you believe? So we're going well into the autumn with this update, and I shall get on with it for you in a second. Just say that the first video released today was our 7 AM forecast. We've got weekend forecast coming up for you later on, as always on a Saturday. Your weekend look ahead will be arriving shortly after lunchtime, and of course we're going to have a 10 to 14 day that will include all the regular features as well. So please like, share, subscribe on all of the videos. Thank you so much everybody for doing that, and thank you to ECMWF.int for supplying the charts, of course. Right, okay, so I'm going to start off with the week 1 mean sea level pressure anomaly from the ECM. And you can see this week going to be dominated by the way, we focus just on the UK and Ireland for this update on a Friday or a Saturday. The wider European 6 weeks look ahead is always on a Tuesday. So we can see that for the coming week, week 1, 23rd to 30th of August, we have got high pressure dominating between Iceland and Scandinavia. So there's a large blocking area of high pressure in control, and that's going to be bringing in easterly winds across northern Europe and the UK, and Ireland will of course be included in that. There's lower pressure across some southern parts of Europe. The 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that, so high pressure above average heights, as it's a 500 millibar height anomaly, I suppose, is in control. Above average heights, high pressure dominating across northwest Europe. Again, the centre somewhere between Iceland and Norway. So it means that again we're bringing in easterly winds across northern and western Europe. So temperature anomalies look like this for week 1. Generally a warmer than average week coming up for Ireland and for the UK as well. It's a little bit cooler towards the far eastern part of England. That's because we're bringing in the wind off the North Sea around that area of high pressure. Of course, if this was like a few months on, if this was like December or January, then this will be a very cold scenario. As it is, still summer, so away from the east coast where there will be a little bit of a chill to wind, most places are warmer than average, particularly warm in west. And of course high pressure blocking off the Atlantic means you have a dry week as well, so Ireland and the UK coming out significantly drier than average from the 23rd to the 30th of August. The last week of August will be high and dry. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look at week 2 then. This will be the 30th of August, 6th of September. Looking more unsettled. High pressure goes north, so we set this high pressure up around Greenland and Iceland. And we just get a general sort of trough of low pressure seemingly developing across western parts of Europe. So clearly that could well be a lot more unsettled for Ireland and also for the UK as well. The 500 millibar height anomaly looks like this. Again, the high pressure goes north, becomes centred as a blocking feature, northern blocking feature around Greenland. Trough of low pressure is underneath it. Could be particularly wet for Ireland, England and Wales, that. Maybe not quite as wet for Scotland. And the temperature anomaly, still a little bit warmer than average, especially in the northern half of the country. Near normal temperatures for England, Wales and Ireland. Scotland is warmer than normal. Only a little bit though. And the precipitation anomaly goes wetter than average, and particularly so again for Ireland, England and Wales it's nearer normal. For Scotland, you can see where it's drier than average up here is of course where we've got the blocking area of high pressure. So I reckon that's like a cooler, wetter first week to September. Right, so let's go through to week 3. This will be the 16th to the 13th of September. Looking quite unsettled again in this week. Below average pressure, low pressure really covering, just generally covering Europe really, but it looks like UK and Ireland is included in this low pressure. It's probably coming in off the Atlantic. So yeah, looking quite unsettled there. 500 millibar height anomaly. Well, look at that. Looks very unsettled, doesn't it? Places UK and Ireland slap bang under a trough of low pressure there, right over top of UK and Ireland. So that looks like it could be really quite wet. Let's have a look at temperature anomaly. Still holding up. I reckon he's probably overdoing that temperature anomaly a little bit by this point. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this is a cooler than average week in reality. A lot of the time these models do overcut the temperatures. And the precipitation anomaly just looks generally quite wet, really, across much of Western and also increasingly Northern Europe. So, yeah, I think that's like a cool and wet week coming up there for the second week of September. First half of September, therefore, shaping up to be quite cool and wet, which is a little bit unusual. We normally associate the first half of September as being an extension of summer a lot of years. So it looks like things are a little bit different this year, as it has been all year, to be honest. It's been a very strange year of weather. It looks like this could continue into September, really. Week 4 is going to be the 13th to the 20th of September, and it's still unsettled, still low pressure in off the Atlantic into West Europe. This could be a notably wet September, if this is right, with higher pressure up towards Iceland, or just hints of higher pressure up towards Iceland. So still the hints of normal blocking going on, jet stream coming through like that. So once again, this looks pretty unsettled. Week 4, 500 millibar height anomaly, again showing the below average heights in the Atlantic and coming into western parts of Europe. So no real changes overall. The temperature anomaly still warm on average, just to 1 off. Again, I think it's overcooking these temperatures a little bit. I reckon it'll be cooler than this. Could be cooler than average. You know, if it does turn out to be quite a wet month. So as it is, most places are like near normal or have no signal, but I'd expect that to be a bit cooler than normal, really. And the precipitation anomaly again looks wet, especially so to our west. So another wet week probably there, especially so for Ireland and Western regions. Right, there we go. We're going to get some high pressure. Let's have a look. Go through to week 5, which will be the 20th, 27th of September. Of course, the further out we go, the more unreliable it's all getting. So we're at week number 5 now, which is a very, very long way out. So it looks like this week begins to see that low pressure starting to weaken slightly and pull back out into the middle of the Atlantic. So it is still there. It could still be quite an unsettled week, but maybe that's going a little bit drier. There is also a high pressure that looks like it's going across the northern parts of Scandinavia. That's a very long way from us, though. So it's still probably a bit unsettled, but not as unsettled as like earlier in the month. The 500 millibar height anomaly for week 5, again with the below average heights to our west, a high pressure over Scandinavia. So it could be a bit of a battle going on here, actually. The low pressure trying to maintain that westerly flow. The Scandinavian high trying to bring in some easterly winds. Of course, if weather fronts get stuck as they come up against that Scandinavian high, then that could just round off what would already be quite a wet month of it. The week 5 temperature anomaly, again, it's sort of average to slightly above, particularly so for more northern areas. That might, you know, be a warmer week if we do see the low pressure relenting. And wet and average conditions are sort of pulling out to the west of Ireland into the Atlantic now. However, still pretty close to us, so I reckon this is probably still a relatively changeable week. And then finally we get through to week 6, which will be the 27th of September to the 4th of October. Wow, to the into second month of autumn. And we're still looking quite unsettled in this week, actually. Low pressure still sort of there to our southwest. So this could be a very, very wet sort of early autumn, couldn't it? Low pressure is still sort of just to our southwest, to Ireland, into southwestern parts of England. Not much sign of high pressure, I have to say, anywhere across Western Europe. The 500 millibar height is still an area below average heights, just to west and southwest. Scandinavian high is still there, I think, but not really, you know, close enough to fend off this trough of low pressure. The temperature anomaly is getting a little bit warmer. Most we might be starting to pull wind more in sort of the southwest to south, I suppose. So early October might start to see temperatures getting a bit warmer. I would expect it's still quite unsettled though. And there we see it, so wetter than average, like to our west-southwest, and especially wet now around Spain and Portugal. As we go further on into the autumn, southern Europe starts to get increasingly wet as well, of course. So yeah, very unsettled ECM extended today. So that's it. That's got us 6 weeks out. It does look very low pressure dominated, this, I have to say. So, you know, maybe we're going to be in for a bit of a deluge. Perhaps it's sort of shades of the autumn 2000 about all of this. Let's hope it doesn't get as wet as that. You know, a lot of people got flooded out in that phenomenally wet autumn in 2000. So hopefully we won't get anything as wet as that. But it does look like we might have our wettest September for a very long time. As I say, September, especially the first half of it, tends to be thought of an extension of summer, but we do occasionally get very wet Septembers. 2000 was one of the years where it had a really wet September, and there were quite a few, you know, back in the 1980s and 90s. Haven't had all that many this century, but maybe, you know, maybe we're going to have a bit of a deluge in September. It will be very different to what we've had for you know, a lot of the time in September. It's all speculation. Remember, any forecast beyond 5 to 7 days is fraught with health warning, so we may finish up with a very dry month in the end. Who knows? But that's how it's looking today. Anyway, that's the ECM Extended done for you, and we'll just see how it goes, I suppose. We're going to be back later on with your weekend forecast. So I'm talking about all of this low pressure and wet weather. Actually, the coming week is going to be high pressure dominated, and you know, going to be loads of dry weather. So we'll be covering that, of course, in detail in the weekend forecast, and then we're going to have a 10 to 14 day with all our regular features. That will get us today, I think, to the final day of August. So we'll see, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that. We'll see, you know, whether the GFS and whatnot are picking up on any signs of unsettled weather for the start of September. But for this week's ECMWF Extended Look Ahead, that's all for now, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you later with Weekend Forecast. Bye for now.